Okay, now we get into moods. Like our mindset, our moods can cause issues for us too. What we don't realize is that our current moods may actually act as a retrieval cue for us remembering events that match our current mood. This can cause an issue because when we are down, as an example, we often are more likely to think of all the things that are going wrong and suffer a great deal more. Remember, emotion not only will affect how memories are stored, but it also affects how they are retrieved. We talked a bit about transfer appropriate processing, where recall is increased if you have available cues present, such as when you learn material in the same setting that you retrieve the material, you might perform better on tests. In a similar way, the mood congruency of memory is the mental equivalent of this. It is also like studying in your room and you need to go to the kitchen to grab a pen. So you get up and walk to the kitchen, and then when you're in the kitchen, you might forget what you walked in there for. A lot of us experience that. So then you head back to your room. Once you reach your room, you automatically remember what you went into the kitchen for, the pen. Moods act the same way. In one study, students that were asked to listen to music and were asked to report if it made them feel happy or sad. Then, when presented with a list of words, were asked to recall a personal event of a memory associated with each word presented. Students who reported being in a happy mood tended to generate mostly positive memories and few neutral or negative memories. However, students in the sad mood started to recall fewer positive and more negative memories. This supports the notion that even the state of mood that we are in acts as a retrieval cue. It can also describe why when we are depressed or in a depressed mood, we may remember more events that depress us even more. When we are in a happy mood, it also appears to act as a retrieval cue for events that keep us happy and positive. We remember more good things. I remember when my wife and I were trying to wean our daughter off of her binky. My daughter was becoming very addicted to it. Any little emotional thing that happened to her, she needed her binky to soothe herself. It calmed her. But we were able to get her off of her binky by distracting her with other things. She completely forgot about the binky, and after about 2 weeks, without asking for it or wanting it, an interesting thing happened. She woke up one morning crying from a nightmare and completely terrified, and was asking for her binky, something she never asked for in the last 2 weeks, something we hadn't even heard of in the last 2 weeks. This mood congruency of memory principle can be seen in cases like these, where one's mood reactivates events because emotional states and moods act as retrieval cues. We talked about how addicted individuals relapse not so much from physical dependency as once thought, but also from emotional states. Someone who is trying to quit heroin, for example, may make some progress and go some time without it. But if they have a very bad day, or even put in a very bad mood, or experience a lot of stress or anxiety, they might lapse and even relapse again. Addicted individuals may want their drug, but when stressed, depressed, feeling anxious, etc., they really need it. I worked with so many individuals on hard drugs who would graduate from recovery programs, who would go some time without using, and then a breakup with a girlfriend would happen, or a great deal of stress from work would happen, or an emotional situation of some sort, and they'd go right back into using. This shows the power of moods and how we can become preoccupied